Are you thinking of traveling to the Philippines? You'd better think twice. Hello everyone, this is Dave with Fil-Am Adventures. I'd like to share with you our what some people would call a nightmare experience getting here to the Philippines from the US. It started out as we purchased tickets to leave from San Francisco to Manila on New Year's Eve, the 31st. That didn't work out so good. We had bad weather hit the West Coast. We had snow. During that time period, we had scheduled our RT-PCR test with Walgreens on Wednesday within the 72-hour period that the Philippines requires you to provide a negative PCR test. So we show up on Wednesday at noon, Walgreens, and we take our test, and the guy goes, "Oh, by the way, it'll take 2 to 7 business days to get your results." And we said, "What? We're flying out in 2 days. We got to have those results." So basically we waited and waited and waited to the day of our departure, and in the afternoon we didn't get our results in time, so we had to cancel our flight, which set us back another $1,299 because Philippine Airlines policy is that it's unlimited rebooking as long as you do it outside that 24-hour window before your flight. So we got burned on that one. Even wrote them an email, typed it up, sent it to them, explaining our situation, but they said, "Nope, sorry Charlie, that's our policy." So basically we had to rebook. We rebooked for the 5th. We decided at that point to do our PCR test somewhere else. There's a place in SeaTac Airport called Express Check, and it's $250 per person, but you get your results guaranteed in about an hour, hour and a half, within 2 hours. And we got them within an hour and a half. We made that decision. I'd rather pay the $500 and get the results before our flight, and rather than paying it the penalty fee of $650 to Philippine Airlines. So on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday the 4th, we drove up to Seattle, took our test, got our results, and on Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday the 5th, we drove down to Portland, parked our car, and went to check in with Alaska Airlines because our flight was from Portland to San Francisco. Unfortunately, as we were checking in with Alaska, we found out that our flight had been canceled. There was no crew, obviously because of COVID. So here we are. We have several hours to get down to San Francisco so that we can board our flight. And Alaska couldn't get us down there that night, and we tried other airlines, and there was just no way of making it in time to get checked in. So basically we had to cancel with Philippine Airlines a second time. Alaska was really good though. They got us the hotel that night, a free meal, and they put us on a plane in the following morning in premium class or elite class, whatever it's called. So that night, the 5th, we rebooked with Philippine Airlines. Had problems with my BECU debit card. I think they put a fraud lock on it because I was trying to make another transaction. So I got a hold of BECU, told them that I'm in the middle of trying to get this done. It's me. They said, "Okay, as soon as we hang up, your card will be ready." We hung up, and it still wouldn't take the transaction. Couldn't get it through. So at that point, I decided to whip out the Twin Star debit card, and I was able to make the airline ticket purchases. And that was a difference of $850. It said that our flight to Manila was guaranteed and confirmed, but there was a red code up on the window that said something about contacting the bank. And I failed to do that because I just figured, hey, I'll just, my flight is confirmed and guaranteed. Okay, so we make it down to San Francisco the following day. We check in with Philippine Airlines, and as we're checking in, they asked us if we had rebooked. And we said, yes, a couple times. We've been having issues. And then they said, well, your flight's been canceled. Philippine Airlines canceled it because of the charge or something to do with the cars. I'm thinking, oh, great, here we are. We've got 3 or 4 hours. This flight's leaving. And what do we do? And they suggested that we get a hold of customer service. Well, let me tell you right now, people, in Canada and the US, there is no customer service. Oh, they'll respond to your emails, but they won't answer the phone. I was on the phone for 1 hour at SFO trying to talk to somebody, see why they canceled our tickets after they were guaranteed and confirmed. So basically, we're sitting there with about 2.5, 3 hours, and I'm looking at prices one way from SFO to Manila, and it's $3,800 for the two of us in economy. And we looked at each other. I said, what do you want to do? Well, we decided we've gone this far, no turning back. We might as well do it. So hit the buy button. $3,800 later, we finally check out of SFO. We're on our way to Manila. So we come into the Philippines on Saturday morning, the 8th, about 4:30, about 5 o'clock actually, a little after. Everything went great through immigration, no problem. I got my 1-year balikbayan visa. That's really cool. So we check in here at the Y2 residence. The wife and I are unvaccinated. So the protocol here in the Philippines is that you quarantine for 7 days in a government accredited hotel. We chose the Y2 residence in Makati City. And then on the 7th day, you take your RT-PCR test, and if you get a negative result, you go to your residence for another 7 days in quarantine. So day number 7 comes, and we both tested positive for COVID. And folks, this is really common. This is happening to a lot of people when they get here. They leave their country of origin with a negative PCR test, and they get here and they test positive. So what that means is, from the date of our test, which was the 14th, we got our results, we have to quarantine another 10 days. And then on the day 11, we have a doctor come and release us. So here we are with about 4 more days. This is day 12. And we're doing all right. I mean, it's a comfortable hotel. We could have, once we tested positive, you're told that the Bureau of Quarantine will contact you like within 24, 48 hours. Well, it was actually 3 days, like 30 some hours. They contacted us, asked us if they wanted to transport us to another facility, and we said no, we're comfortable here. And at least we got air conditioning and Wi-Fi and good food, so that's what we chose to do. We have to pay for it. If we went to the government facility, who knows where they would have taken us, somewhere in the Batangas maybe, and it could be some hole with no Wi-Fi, no air conditioning, and crappy food. So we decided to dance with the devil that we know, so to speak, than the one we don't know. So here we are. We're just in limbo. But this is very common, very, very high rate. We're in one of the densest cities in the world, Manila. And they're just, there's so many cases being reported, so everything's going extra slow. So, and we also have friends that are here from the States. They've been here for a while. They were actually scheduled to fly back on the 9th, but they haven't made it out yet because they tested positive, and there's a lot of flight cancellations. So think twice if you're coming here to the Philippines. Have plan B and C set in place, and extra money, because you may need it. It was very difficult to get out of the U.S. We were actually delayed almost a week getting out. And it looks like we're going to spend 17 to 18 days in this hotel in quarantine. So we're looking forward to getting out and spending time with our family and friends, and taking care of our business here in Marikina City. So basically that's all I have. It's just a lot going on, and just thought I'd share our experience with you guys. We're doing fine for it. Please pray for us that we can be released in a few days on time and go about our business. All right, everyone, God bless. This is Dave checking out from Fil-Am Adventures. I hope you have a great day. See you later.